So today, this little rock here is gonna be taken over by a whole bunch of electronic ants. And we're the ones that are pulling the strings in Microtopia, which is also sponsoring this video. So make sure you guys use the link in the description to check it out. Now first we get our queen placed down here, who is just gonna fly in with her little guardian ants on her back. Look at her go! Whole bunch of amalgamated little bits. But then they can get to work, like telling this ant here to go over to this scrap pile here. So he just waddles over like he does, collects a little bit of scrap iron, and he needs somewhere to put it, so stockpile goes here. Now bring it over there, little buddy, using all of those little... Would these count as the mandibles? I guess they would. But we'll just tell him to continue collecting scrap iron until the end of his days. Now get going there. And I guess he could have a few friends help him, but they need to navigate around the queen because she's going nowhere. So a whole bunch of ants marching one by one. And this ant can stay next to the queen because everybody needs a friend. Now that we've collected a whole bunch of scrap iron, we probably need to expand our population. So the incubator goes in over here, facing that way probably. And now the queen is already making some larvas. That's adorable and disgusting at the same time. Look at this little guy waiting to be collected here. So go ahead and do that, and then be brought over to the incubator. So the little larva gets pumped with a whole bunch of grow-up juice that come out of wires. I'm not sure how that works. But we already have a little ant here. So let's just have you venture out over here so you're not clogging up the whole line. And for the queen to make more, she needs energy pods. So that's what you can do, is wander way over here to find the energy pods and then bring it right on back. Or you just miss the flowers entirely. Get back there and collect the energy pod for your queen. What are you doing? This ain't a stroll in the park, you got things to do. Oh, I guess there are different mandibles that pop out from the sides of the little chip that is your face. But now the queen just vacuums that on up and then pops out another one. So why don't we just get that ant going on a foraging path like this, covering a few plants just in case they don't grow back right away. Now you get going on that, and then this little ant that was first can be the one to collect his little siblings. Beautiful! Self-sufficient ants. Although we have to keep an eye on this one because he doesn't last very long. Only 3 minutes lifespan. Tragic existence, really. But this next ant can immediately go into the foraging line of production because this is a long way away from any sort of food. Or I guess there's a plant right there, but they don't respawn so fast. Oh, and I guess those scrap piles are already done. So let's just modify this slightly to cross a whole array of them. There, so now the ants shouldn't run out of scrap iron for a while. And now the next order of business is to build a smelter. So let's just get that going right over here. And then the best part is that we can set up a dispenser now. So the ants can actually collect from the stockpile and make their work a lot more efficient. And then we'll need a secondary stockpile for the iron blocks that are gonna be made. So now these ants here can go ahead and get going on that. Bring them over here first, and then we set up the trail there, from here to there, here to there. Easy enough. So they collect the iron, bring it over to the block maker, and I guess they actually do wait for it to be done. That's nice. But the best part is, now we can actually set up a reasonable thing here instead for the food production, because the queen starves very fast. So let's set up a stockpile over here that could be for the food, and then a dispenser closer to the queen. So now instead of the foraging path going all around that way, we can lead this path through the flowers to just catch a whole bunch of them, and then bring it back to the stockpile. So now we're storing up food for the queen. And then you can be lucky enough to, oh no! That ant bringing the larvae to the incubator died. Okay, I guess we're replacing you right away. So now we just have to live with an ant that's just there dead as a reminder of this one, that your existence is temporary. But you can be the one to bring food to the queen. And maybe we replace one of these ants on the iron smelter, or the iron collection track, to be in the iron block production. So even if our temporary ants do die, then we still have a permanent one. It's just gonna be a bit slower of a chain. And these guys are close enough, I don't think we really need to worry about replacing them so much. But if we keep feeding the queen at the rate that we are doing, then we can advance to the next stage, which means that we get a higher population. And now we can build a workshop. Might as well get that going right over here. Not sure it matters too much. So now we make iron plates and screws. Let's make the plates first, which takes 4 iron blocks. Hey, we actually reached the next stage. So now our maximum population increased to 25. Even better. Oh no, this ant died now. Well, that's why we have a permanent one here. And let's actually make a second workshop. So we can have one be for the iron plates and one can be for the screws. And I guess you were missing one iron block. There we go. Okay, so now you can make screws, which actually takes less iron blocks. And the best part about this is we have new pieces of logic for the trails. So this might help us with the workshop. Oh, and I guess the ant that was helping our permanent one down here died too. That's gonna injure our food production. Let's send 2 ants over that way. And now we need a dispenser for the iron blocks to start working things down into plates. Okay, so we set up hauling from there to there, and then cross over to here, and then return back. I'm hoping they don't wait, but let's set up a counter gate as well. So this actually seems like it would be better for the ants that are immediately produced. So we set you up here, and then once the number has closed, then the ants divert. Oh, that's awesome. That should help us let our other permanent ants do other things. So let's wait for you to unload there, and then you just wait. And then you resume this trail, and then you can look at this gate, I suppose, for a count of 1. So when that's full, you go over this way down through here. We're gonna make this very complicated for the newborns. So now you look at there for maybe 2 of these. And then if that doesn't work, then you go to the workshop. I like this idea. It's a little complex, but let's see. You take 4 and then you take 1. So I think we can allow 5 to be in here maybe. And now you can join back with this gate in your old age. Oh, I guess we need to not connect it there. You need to be like this. There we go. Okay, so that should all be working good, but now we need an ant that's constantly feeding the queen. You know what? Maybe that's something that's good for the permanent ant. And oh no, I guess the larva got left out in the open. Okay, so other permanent ant, you just stay close to the queen before we lose our max population count. Okay, so everything should be working good now. And then if we actually have one of the permanent ants feeding the queen, then we don't need this logic gate here. That would help us slim the trail like this. But the ants first go to collecting the scrap iron. As soon as they're born, they go over here. That is working so good. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. I like these logic gates. It might just take a little bit for the ants to reach all the way down here. And I guess we can slim up the track a little bit here, just so there's less waypoints for the ants to reach. Now, should we have some of that go down here? I think we do, because one ant is no longer keeping up with the food demand of the queen. So maybe the food should be the first stop. We'll get the logic gate looking at this path here, even though it is super far away. And then you go there first. Ooh, and it sounds like we have the workshop working already. Awesome. Let's maybe have 4 little ants go down there. But look at them go, they're doing things, even though they all wait. So the screw production actually might not happen as quickly as we would like. This is taking a while, and the ants waiting the entire time. So we might need to redo the tracks here with their own gate setup. But at least we have an iron plate. Oh, and we have nowhere to store it. Oh, that's a problem. Need you to get going over there with that, little buddy. Okay, but now let's pause while they're working on things and then figure out this counter gate. So you should probably be somewhere else so we can set this up, right? And then we get a gate happening here looking this way that can't be there, I guess. Is it because of you? Or is it because it's all connected on the track regardless? Okay, so let's just delete all of these tracks to redo this. And then could we move this workshop calmly enough while the ant's working on it? Okay, but from here, you go to the dispenser, and then we need a gate looking at a loop in the little dispenser path, but I worry this is a bit too close of a loop. What I want to happen is once this is like full of ants, then he goes over here to the screw manufacturer and then goes on. I wonder if that's actually better reversed. So the screw happens first and then the plate production. That's probably gonna be better. So from the collector, they go up here and then you have a gate measurement of 1 to go to this one. And then we'll put a stockpile over here for the screws and then you join back with the loop. Does that not work? Looping on itself? So the gate really can't be looking at itself in any capacity, since it's focused on a loop like this. I also noticed that this gate here doesn't have an alternate route, so maybe we fix that while we're thinking about this, to connect back to the start. And then the logic for this gate stops at this gate, so we probably want a different layout. Okay, so we want a gate looking this way and counting 1 ant, and then the rest go this way, but we can't let the gate look at the rest of this path. So after the ant goes this way, it should go back here and then return back to here. It's still looping on itself. So the ant here needs to leave this path for the gate to reset. which I guess has no problem if the ant just stops here. What if this path connects back to the reset? Is that fine? Okay, it's fine with it, but this is not gonna work in any capacity. So what if we just had a gate here with a 0 count to close off the logic? That might work, but we can't really set a number that's reliable. Actually, I think we can. We just max it out. So the ants pass through here regardless. And then when they pass this gate, it resets. Oh, this is working. Stockpile right here connected to it, so they can drop it off and go back to the main group. Yes, this works. We just gotta tell you to go back there, and then you go back there for right now to reset this. I think we got it. Let's try it out. So you do in there, you're waiting for the screw, you're waiting for the plate to make there, which is ideal. And then once the screw is made, you go here, and then you go back to the reset. Yes! Now the next ant that collects oh, you need to be on there. So you pass through, whoop, you need to be back here. Oh, hold up, I think we just messed that up. Gate to go here. Count 1. You reset this. Oh, okay, you went through on your own. But now we're going, yes! Oh, this is working beautifully. Although I think we have too many ants here now, because once the ant goes into here to wait for the screw, then the counter goes down. So maybe we change you to 4 instead of 5. I think that'll be okay. Oh, I love how this is working. The logic gates are doing so good. And we have a new max population. Awesome. Do we have enough ants to keep up with the food demand? I don't think we do, honestly. We might need to increase this count. It's just a shame that they have so long to walk, but I love that we got this working. And I guess the maximum counter for the gate is 50. So once we hit this, then there's like no more ants that can be made here, right? Or at least ants that don't have a purpose. Which is okay, I'm okay with that. This is a beautiful ant distribution system. I love it. It's just a shame that the plates take so long to make. And our iron block production is not slowing down at all. So what if we move the stockpile here, set up another workshop right next to this one that the ants can also pass through on their way to the stockpile. And then wait, hold on. This won't work quite well. Okay, but we completed that. What I want to do is use one of these divider trails to evenly distribute the iron blocks to the different workshops. Although we don't have a lot of room to do this given the iron scrap pile that's here, because we don't want them to pick up anything. What if they just, okay, they can just go around like that, that's fine. So after they pick up the thing, they will divide from here to there. And then the next time they pass through, it'll divide between both of these. Although they probably shouldn't meet at the same spot. That might be a little counterproductive, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. Slowly but surely, expanding and improving our system. Okay, so you go through there, and then you go through there, they'll loop again. So they grab, they go to the screw, yep. And then they divide there. Okay, so that's working pretty well. Oh, but now what are you doing? Oh, choose what to produce, whoops. Iron plate, there we go. I feel like we're gonna need another smelter here, to be honest, because the iron scrap is honestly reaching capacity. So let's get a smelter going here, and then just expand the logic loop through here with a divider. Then after you go this way, we'll delete this. You go around to there. A bit of a detour, but oh, there's an iron block right there. Go collect that. So you can add to stockpile. But of course they divide too fast, and an ant made it through here. Well, you know what? You can just rejoin the train to figure out where you're gonna go. Okay, so that's working, and then how are they doing over here? I guess I haven't been paying attention. It seems like there's a bit of a slowdown that happens here because of this. We're waiting on you, so now you get sent there. So we're still getting a backlog of ants. Okay, let's move you and you off to the side. What if we did the same thing with the counter gate over here to reset it? Or just to close it off, and then place just an ever so small logic gate looking here with a count of 1. But now you're looping on yourself again. And then when this plate gets done, they're waiting on this one to be finished as well. I guess it's not perfect, but it's what we can do right now. Let's focus on the combiner next, because that's the next step. Using the components of 2 smaller ants to make them into a bigger one. Newly created ants will have a replenished lifespan. I like this. So we could tell them to pass through here first, so we combine workers. Oh, they're not going in there. Why are you not going in there? Go in there, and then you go in there. There we go. And then they combine, and then they can join the logic train again. Look at this, we have a bigger worker ant with a 10-minute lifespan. Ooh, I like that. Where are you going to end up, little buddy? You're joining the workers over here. Sounds good. They're doing all the waiting anyway. This is beautiful. We're upgrading our ants. And if they don't make it through the first time, then they can be combined and have a new purpose in life. I love this little combiner too. It's like a tumbler. But I guess our ants need new iron to collect over here. What if we temporarily set up a path here? Although they are kind of conflicting. I guess we just have to branch this over this way. And maybe also around here. Just set them on a very complicated loop so they never run out of iron. And that involves going through here, like this, connecting to these ones. These stockpiles should keep them pretty satisfied for a while. So it's a good thing that we're expanding the lifespan of our ants, because I feel like half their lifespan is just going through these loops once. Oh, and now we can combine two regular workers to create Inventor ants. I almost just want to create a second combiner solely for that purpose. Or we have them go through here as well. So before they go anywhere, they are created into Inventor ants. That might be good. Although our food supply surprisingly runs empty pretty quick. I wonder if the loop here is a bit too big. So let's dial you back to go through these flowers. So now more of them are collecting energy pods. So we're actually starting to stockpile more. Good. We can honestly set up a divider here too, I think. So some of them can go that way on the normal path, and some can go through here because there's still quite a few flowers that they can collect like this. That should make sure we get the most efficient collection process. Oh, and we're making an Inventor ant. Yes. I'm hoping that it doesn't conflict with our loop of worker ants to need like all the things, because now he's waiting in queue, but we have an Inventor ant. So we need an Inventor pad that we need to feed energy pods to as well. Oh, great. What if we place you next to the queen then in that case? And then you need to leave the thing, so just go that way. And then you need to cross everything to end up here. So now we need a divider on the energy pod collection. I'm not sure I like that idea. And then half of the pods are fed to the queen, half of them are fed to the Inventor ant. Oh, or he just didn't take it? Oh, it needs to be fed from the front. Well, then let's just spin you around then. You face this way. There we go. Now he's getting fed, and sure enough, I think we're running low on our worker ants because they're all being turned into Inventor ants. So could we set a gate to look at this as like a logic loop? So you look here, count of 2, and your logic is the entire reset loop, or the distribution loop. And the question is, do they leave the loop once they exit the building? Hey, but our Inventor ant completed his thing, which provided Inventor points, and then he died. So maybe it's a good thing that we have a supply of Inventor ants. But there we go, 10 points, and then the Inventor dies, so we move on to the next one. Okay, I think we need a separate logic system purely for Inventor ants. Although we are doing really good on food production though. Look at this pile. Okay, so let's just shift you over here to get rid of that. We don't need this anymore. So half of the workers can go here, and then half go that way. And then the inventors kind of need their own hub, but not here. And then build another one over here, which, okay, I guess it's still a work in progress. But can we have another dispenser connected to the food thing? That would help. So now we need a logic loop to distribute to all the Inventor ants that we have, which would start like this, and then like this. And then they all just kind of loop back to here. That's easy enough. And I guess we only need one ant to do that. So is there a permanent ant somewhere still? Yeah, you. Get off of there and go dedicate yourself to feeding the inventors. And then you need a logic train to rejoin those guys. So hopefully when you see this one is full, you don't wait for it and then you go to this one. Oh, thankfully you do. I love it when ants do what you want them to. But now I guess we might have enough to unlock a radar tower. Sure enough, we do. A new building. Yes. And that gives us more things to unlock, like plant cutting. And we track this idea, reach a population of 50 ants. That might take a little bit. We are at 23 right now, which it seems to be flatlining. But now you are also just kind of in the wrong spot, so go join that party. But now we can build the radar tower and make contact with another colony. Wow, that takes a lot of food. Let's place you all the way over here. I think that's gonna look good. Or maybe, let's see, somewhere that looks good in comparison to the rest of the colony. Over here. Sure. So that just absorbs a lot of resources. Thankfully, it didn't exhaust our food. And do we still have workers joining the main track here? It looks like we do. But it also might not be a good idea to have the small guys being part of the food chain literally a food chain, because their lifespan is so small, so there's always workers going there. At least almost always. So we need to reset this beginning bit here. So instead of going there first, they need to go here, and that honestly might just be it. Oh, our workshop entirely shut down. No wonder we're not getting the second Inventor pad. That's probably from all the workers going to the Inventor supply. But at least you're full, so we can get rid of you, and then you move on to... Come on, get to there. There you go. We'll probably just need these guys to form a loop. So we're always looking for a new Inventor pad. That should work. But I also kind of worry we're making too many Inventors. So the divider thing here, I don't think is good. Actually, there was a thing it did where we just have a lot of these going through here. So the majority of the ants are going to go to the production line. So 1 in every 5 ants will go over here. I like that idea. Okay, so now we have 2 worker ants in the smelter chain. So now we should start getting more ants in the actual workshop chain. Oh, I like this so much. Glad we're getting this figured out. The logic systems in this game are so good. Oh, and it looks like the Inventor ants have a lifespan too if they can't find a platform. Or I guess they have a lifespan in general. But once this thing is built, I don't think we'll have to worry about that as much. We might just have to time it so the one that's about to die gets on the platform. Although, I guess that doesn't matter anymore. Goodbye. At least he gets yeeted. But that's more research points for us already. Now, what can we unlock next? Plant cutting? Oh, I guess we could. That was the only thing we had. Workers on this trail will cut down trees and plants to collect the fiber. Awesome. Ooh, and then there's a null trail. A trail that won't create any kind of action flag. Handy if you want to transport ants without them interacting with anything. That would work with us distributing the workforce. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. But now our population is starting to dwindle a little bit. That might just be a temporary setback. Do we need more population pads? Honestly, we might, because this guy is just wandering around endlessly with a larva that is better off, you know, making ants. So let's just expand your loop to go through here. Honestly, let's just have you go to the second pod here so we can speed that up even faster. Now, when the combiner is working, what happens to the next little guy? I guess he doesn't wait. Oh, he almost waited, but now he just messed it up for the other guy. So he goes off to work, I guess. Love the enthusiasm. Okay, but now we have plant cutting, and part of the thing to track over here was collecting fiber. And there is plenty of just blank plants here that we could probably do something with. Oh no, the lifespan of this one's about to go out. Hurry up and feed them. Oh, I guess we still collect our research if they die early, it's just not the maximum. Because that means we could just passively collect research points without needing to check in on the inventors. Oh, that did better than I thought it would. Task failed successfully or something like that. But now we're getting things going here, so we actually have a second Inventor pad. Good. And our population is picking up, but now where do we figure fiber collection in this? I suppose that could let us reset the logic gate here to be shorter than this. So let's just close that off now. And then the gate can go from here onward. So if they don't like it being there, and they join back here. I think I said 8 I wanted before, which is really helping the food production. Okay, so they go through, but where should they meet up with this first? I kind of want there to be, a counter gate counting ants that are going into this area, which I feel like the woodworking might expand a little bit faster than I would like, but at least there's plenty of woodworking over here. So we will keep the path going that way, although I kind of want that to be the very end of the loop. So you go here, and you connect like that, you gently come over here. Or I guess from there, you actually go here first. So it goes food and then woodworking. Okay, yeah. And then we'll set up the path before we get workers over here. Okay, so plant cutting needs to go through all of this. Hopefully as much as they can. Not sure how many things a thing has. A haul? Not even sure what that is, but that can be a good loop for right now. And then at the end of it, they bring it all to a stockpile. That should work, until we can figure out what to do with the woodworking stuff. Okay, so how many ants do I want doing that? Maybe like 3? 3 should be good. Ooh, that was actually nice. That tiny worker made it through the entire loop and then got combined into a worker anyway. That's really good for resetting the lifespan. And of course he's going off to woodworking because he couldn't wait. So now they're woodworking, which I guess, oh, can you not do that? You can't do that. Only the big ones can. Well then, what are you doing here? So that kind of creates a problem. We don't want empty We don't want any small worker ants going in there if they can't do that. I wonder if there's a filter we can unlock at some point. There's a main trail, an old gate. Let's ants enter, hold on. Let's ants enter based on whether they are currently old or not. That is amazing. But hopefully this guy gets constructed soon. Thankfully he does. Life renewed. And we're actually getting closer to max population as well as the next stage of the thing. Oh, and I didn't even realize our radar tower got completed. Make contact. Do it. We are reaching out to other colonies. So that'll run for a while, but that is so cool. Whoa, hey! And there's dragonflies. Is that a good thing? I hope that's a good thing. Also, zooming out, look at how many there are. The sky is ablaze with dragonfly things. Which it also is kind of fun to see them really zoomed out like this. Really gets you a giant view of everything. Even though it looks like it's under a microscope, that's kind of cool. But we are collecting a lot of research points, so let's continue this path here. We can have a main trail. Wait, cost to unlock? Not enough Inventor points, but there's another resource that we need. Okay, I also looked a little earlier. Look at how massive this tech tree is. There are so many cool things you can find, like gold. They really expanded on this the last time I played it. That's awesome. Oh, hey! We completed Nuptial flight number 1. The colony was visited by 508 drones. Wow, well that's cool. We just witnessed a nuptial flight. Sky comes alive with fertile male ants that are on a quest to find young queens to mate with. Interesting. Colony will start producing gines? Jeans? Gines? Yines if it's like a euro? Future queens who will take disguise to establish new colonies. Wow. The radar tower has picked up some data about a nearby island. Well, let's reveal it. Whoa. Oh. Whoa, I wasn't expecting us to visit this view again. That island looks bigger than our current one. So we can go there and build? But they don't share an inventory. Oh, well, we can relocate buildings to another island. That's fun. Let's get a look at this guy. It's like a desert. Oh, and that's cool. These iron deposits are like CD drives, or I guess hard drives technically, but that is, oh, geeking out right now. And production over here still runs normally, but how do we get over there, I wonder? Need to create ants capable of flight. Well, doesn't that just sound like a fun old time? But I tell you what, I like the way our current colony has come together with all of the ants working pretty autonomously. And we're still collecting a whole ton of research. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video of Microtopia. Really fun to visit this game again. Although, real talk, why are they not visiting this again? Oh, there's overlapping paths. Well, that's embarrassing. Get off of that. But as I was saying, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to get started on building your micro colony of micro ants in Microtopia, then make sure you use the link in the description to check it out. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks to Goblins for sponsoring this video. Sub to Intern. And I would like to thank the channel members, including Bread, Corby Farm, Dakota, Donamoto, Deviant X, Ancient Elixir, Matthew, Hateful Herald, Peggy Sue, Drupalong, Lily Bites, The Miner Within, DeGarity, Sans, V, Killer Squad, Mousy Mouse Nicholas, Igor Shradi, McKenna Chan, and Liam.